Archaeological job to shoot 45,000 skeletons of a funeral website to do way for HS2 building has started. Several 61,000 burials took location at St. James's Gardens among 1788 and 1853, near which is now London Euston plant. HS2 told the Dig in Camden would append to our insight of how the town converted. The funeral land is one of 60 archaeological sites on the path among London and Birmingham that is creature explored preliminary to the building of the Pound top speed railing link. HS2 told it was work in the Chapel of England to choose a website wherever the skeletons will be reburied. Chief of Legacy Helen Wass told the Dig would superior our insight of lifetime and die in London's 18th and 19th centuries, spilling lighting on public health and illness, public statute and way of life. The website was outdoor in 1788 as an excess funeral land for St. James's Chapel in Piccadilly. Archaeologists trust just 45,000 skeletons of the 61,000 buried down their stay, in lot possessing been remote for the extension of Euston plant in the deceased 19th age. Human beings of all walks of lifetime, of paupers to nobleness, were interred at St. James's. Amongst the largest noticeable human beings buried were, skipper Matthew Flinders, who led the at First World Cruise of Australia and is credited in Giver the Nation its behalf. Draft This Terrorism Richmond, who was unborn a slavery in 1760s New York but became a famous naked knuckle fighter following driving to England as a adolescent. He was an disciple cabinet maker up take-up box, proof such a successful how he was preferred by Tsar George IV and learned Lord Byron to feldspar. Lord George Gordon, who was a policy and sectarian militant who led the against Catholic Gordon atrocity of 1780, wherever an enormous mob marched on the Houses of Parliament. Gordon was justified of creature portion of the anxiety but dead 13 years after in Newgate jail time serving a verdict for libelling the Tsarina of France. The website closed next the funeral acts of the 1850s that forbidden almost all burials during the town framework. Lot of the monument stone were later remote and repositioned about the edges of the land up it was newly opened as St. James's Gardens in 1887. Campaigners reasoned how house above the garden would damage the regional society and environmental, and organized a monument facility to pay homage to the human beings buried down there. Yet, HS2 told the draft would ensure lot needed additional power at Euston. The archaeological job is outlined by HS2 as the greatest always in Britain in more than rather than 1,000 human beings take portion. Objects include already been found at some sites on the path, consisting flints at a primitive bounty hunter-gatherer website in Hillingdon, Polar West London. Some habitation involve at a medieval mansion in Warwickshire, a Romano-British city in Navy Marston, Aylesbury and a Planet War II bomb bait in Lichfield. The draft's head execution Mark Thurston told HS2 was devoted to dividing as lot of our culture legacy as probable.